Removed from its resting place after 26 years.
What the?
Welcome back to Excellent Rides. I'm Donnie, and today, this might seem kind of odd, but this is just a tarp, and what I'm going to be doing is road tripping to see a friend of mine up in Maine in my Chrysler here. But what I'm doing is, in these bags are some older Volkswagen bug wheels that he had actually asked me to pick up a while ago because, well, I live in Connecticut, he lives in Maine, and so I figured I'd make it a road trip out of it and hang out with him for the weekend. And we're going to check out his bug. Beetle wheels are so thin that I could pick up 2 of these with one hand at the same time, which is kind of crazy to me. But I managed to fit, even with stuff in the trunk, 4 of them in my trunk, and then the 5th one is in the back seat. But time for road trip to Maine. Yes, finally, I get to go through this tunnel. Woo! Yeah! I think I'm about to wake a few people up. This was part of the reason why I even came up here. Was for my friend David's 61 Volkswagen Beetle. Because I had the wheels that were in the trunk of my car for this. Isn't that right?
Yep, that's right. So basically what the plan is today is trying to remove the body from the pan itself. Should be an easy solution. Now the big problem with most of these Beetles is when they sit for long periods of time and they get this bad, there's a good chance that your heater channels and your rockers are basically going to be bad.
Yep.
One of the problems that this one here is suffering from is the heater channels have pretty well rotted away.
So where would they be?
That would be right here in this groove here.
Oh.
This is the heater channel here.
Okay.
As you can see, it's pretty well crusty.
So what would it be? Just the hot air that would flow through that? Because there's no water flowing through these,
Yep.
right?
So coming from the engine, it would follow through.
Mm-hmm.
It comes down in through a tubing system and comes out to the feet, which you'll see this tiny vents for the heat to come out.
Okay. Obviously, I'm assuming it was different when these became, when they were no longer air cooled and became water cooled, because then they had to have all sorts of different things changed, because now you could actually have a heater core.
Yeah, you can buy a gas heater for these.
Oh.
Basically, it runs off the gas that's in your tank, and it heats the car, and it forces the air forward.
Okay.
Again, another thing that is highly flammable.
Yeah, it seems a decent amount of stuff with these can be.
Yeah. So you always want to make sure that when you're doing a restoration project or any sort of project in general that you take into consideration door gaps and where the door has fallen. This tells me here that basically this side of the bug needs a lot of work to do.
Right. What would you say on this car makes this a 61? Because you're like the guy I go to for Volkswagen stuff, specifically Beetles.
Yep. So a 61, if they had them, we would have the small taillights. These ones here should be a cone that will come down to a small point.
Okay.
And then also it has the big back window. So it's the first combination of both the big back window and the small taillights that make it a 61.
Okay.
Otherwise than that, it's just a standard Beetle. There's nothing really too fancy about that. And as the audience can see, this is the original, what they call Dove Blue.
Yeah, that's the paint this car originally was. Someone, for whatever reason, said, "Hey, let's make it red."
And put a wood dash in it that it wouldn't have never had to begin with.
Would this be out of a different car? Or
No, I think
just something that someone added?
I think that's something someone added because this was not an option in '61 to have the wood on there.
Is the steering wheel original? How
Yes,
it looks?
That would have been an original '61. Yep.
Okay. Is there anything on the front that signifies that it's a 61?
Yep, it would be the clear turn signals on top of the fenders.
Okay.
I believe in either '62 or '63 they started changing those to be more amber-like.
Okay.
Also, before '61, this would have been where the turn signals were.
Oh. Okay. I didn't know that. And obviously, I believe you do have the front bumper for it.
Yep.
The original one was too bad.
Yep, the original one was too rusted, so we had to cut it off. Unfortunately, that is something that you do have to do. She's got a lot of work to do, but shouldn't be too much trouble.
No, it's. I was gonna say, like, what would, like, I always hear people say these are like the easiest things to work on in the world because all they need is like basic hand tools.
Right.
Compared to like some stuff where it's like, oh, you gotta have all these specialty tools to do anything with them.
Yeah. But today's project is basically going to be trying to at least get the body loose enough so we can take it off the frame and get the frame tilted so I can take the rust off the frame.
Right. I was gonna say, realistically, the two of us could not take the full body off of the frame because the body itself weighs a little bit too much.
Maybe.
Maybe. Here's the full scope of the floor. Wave to me through the floorboard.
That's weird.
I didn't notice the headliner before.
Yeah, it's like
It's all flower power.
Yeah, it's like someone's old grandma's mattress, and look, this is just wood. This is like a wood stick from someone's
It's literally a stick.
Yeah, they're all sticks.
It's.
Are you done having your life?
Yeah.
This floor rots out.
Yeah, that's kind of rusty.
So the plan is right now to undo these bolts so we can get the steering wheel column out. And this would be the glove box, which you can see where the mice have chewed up the glove box.
Oh.
And then
Don't worry, I know all about mice in my car.
This is all the confusing wiring that you need to know.
That's not a lot. That's probably the most minimalist amount of wiring I've ever seen in a car, period.
Yeah. And then of course you have the heater channels that come up to the front, so you get a defroster.
Oh, okay.
Again, it doesn't work.
Good thing we're in Maine.
Yeah. It's not like I need that.
No. David is going to show how you put the Volkswagen hubcap on.
So the important thing is making sure that your wheel has these little tabs to make sure to hold the cap on. You're going to get it lined up. Give it a good hit.
Pretty simple.
And then to take them off, you always want to look for the two little snake bites, and you should have this tool to put in there and then just pop it off.
Oh, okay.
Or you can use a screwdriver.
So we got the Beetle all covered up because we got other stuff that we're going to be doing, which will be coming up, but pretty much got it all set. We did a little bit because, I mean, I know you haven't been able to work on it in a while just because it's just you, and I enjoyed this. This was fun.
Especially in the snow.
Yeah, because Maine.